Can you still do the Schwarzenegger voice?
Yeah.
This is our version of the endless series of how are they? Wait, how are they getting?
I don't know.
They're not spawning enemies.
I don't know.
Hey, this is Adam Tierney from WayForward, and I'm one of the directors of this game, River City Girls.
I'm the other guy that helped make this game. I'm Bannin Rudis.
And we're going to watch somebody tear through our game very quickly and probably expose a bunch of exploits that we didn't want to be in there, but we'll see what happens.
Now, let's make it perfectly clear. This is New Game Plus. So they have some advantages. This isn't a drive from the start.
So, one of the things on the game is you beat the game, but then you unlock new characters, and everything that you get, you can carry over, all the accessories, all your stats. The game was really designed to play over and over and over. So you're seeing kind of the most optimal badass version of Misako, which is why she's one-shotting everybody.
Well, she is juiced up by the secret accessories called the tank button and the bunny button. So tank is going to make you super strong, do a lot of damage, but it makes you super slow. The bunny button makes you ridiculously fast. If you wear both of them at the same time, as you can see them right there, it's going to negate that slowness, but you're still doing like the one-hit kills on people. So I think it does like 10 times the damage.
And those are the accessories. Those are like the permanent items. You think of them as like armor or like, you know, a little trinkets in like a Castlevania game. So you can always pick up to 2 of them. It was interesting. I noticed when they had the inventory up, they have a bunch of lasagna. Is that I think the med kit is the highest, right? Or is lasagna the same?
So lasagna and med kit are the best ones to have. Lasagna does, so med kit is a little bit cheaper, but lasagna is a little more expensive, like just marginally more expensive, but it does more. It gives you more.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And we know.
Or I think that's it. Or I think lasagna is cheaper, but it does like 60 instead of 70, something like that. I forget. Lasagna is like everybody's go-to.
Cool.
It's been a while since I've been in those sheets. I can't remember.
We worked on we finished this game at least a year and a half ago, but it's fun. We were just talking, we are always seeing people play it. Like the fact that we can see pretty much daily people playing this game on Twitch is always fun. And Bannin and I are often lurking and seeing things that worked well and seeing where people get confused and where they laugh and stuff. But yeah, once that people started speedrunning it, that was really fascinating to see people do that. And then also see people that are just like really mastering the combat and getting like super complicated with the juggles and the combos and everything.
Yeah, if you ever see a guy with my name in the streams saying, "Hey, are you enjoying this game?" and like questioning you, yes, that is me. I'm trying to get your unfiltered, actual like. I want real responses, so I never say like I usually start off going like, "Oh, what is this game?" People are like, "Oh, it's something to do with like Double Dragon or something." I don't know. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I can never go in quietly because I'm like, if I chat, I think it says like Adam_WayForward. And so the few times I've been like, "Hey, how's it going?" They're like, "Oh my God, who are you? Did you work on this?" In more incognito, Nick.
Yeah, like actually WayForward is my last name. My father was Kevin WayForward.
So we blew through the boss, but do you want to talk about kind of what you were thinking in terms of, you know, the bosses in this game, Bannin?
Yeah, I mean, bosses, I always loved, like, so they are classic kind of arcade bosses, but these bosses kind of do require you to bring in health items. As you can see with, you know, all the lasagna, you wouldn't just go into a boss fight in like Final Fantasy or something without high potions and elixir and Phoenix Down. You would want to be ready to go fight them. You want to be prepared. So the bosses, from what I've heard, you know, I'm so used to the game, they're pretty tough. But they were designed that way because why would you have all these health items if, you know, you have no use for them?
Holy crap, are they running fast? They're like plowing through entire scenes. So what is everything that they've actually got equipped and are using to get that fast in the game?
So they're just grabbing any accessory. They don't really care what it is. they're taking off the tank button, so they're getting the full benefit of the bunny button. So the bunny button is designed to be ridiculously fast and almost unusable unless you are a speedrunner. So right here, they're going to go back into combat, so they put it back on. So they're doing 1 hit or 2 hits.
Yeah, I liked how we played with the speed in it, and a lot of the things that you came up with, like when you eat a burger, you move very slowly because
that's
your gut
the
is full of
double
greasy
nerve burger. That's a lot of calories.
I think you also made them. Didn't you make them not run when they're holding scissors, which I thought was hilarious?
Yeah. Then there is in Fasties. There is the I think I call it turbo juice. That I've seen people put on the bunny button and also put on the turbo juice to go.
I'm guessing they're gonna just plow through everything right here.
Oh yeah. So as you can see,
yeah,
Adam, look at that. The screen lock is up there. They've actually broken because they skipped the one outside.
Oh.
They got through the door fast enough using the bunny button, so they got into the exit, like the trigger for the exit, and that screen lock just, I don't know. I guess it just kind of carried over into this.
Oh, now it went away. All right, so when they cleared a screen lock, then it was looking for like the end sign. That's weird. Yeah, the screen lock. So people that are old school gamers know what screen locks are, but we thought, well, maybe people who have not been raised on NES games don't know what that concept is. So that's why we had literal screen locks and a literal padlock and chains and stuff. And when you fight, the chains wiggle and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the
that
lock actually starts breaking.
We wanted something where it had a bit of a rationale. I think it's really important to communicate to the players the context of what scene they're in. Are you supposed to be fighting? Are you supposed to be observing? Are you supposed to be exploring? So this was kind of our little way to do that in this game. And also, this was kind of weird for the game because most of the River City games do not have any screen lock. You just kind of go through and you battle as quick as you want. But for this one, this would be like a 10-minute speed run if there was no screen locks. So we were just, as we were doing the game, we kind of made the somewhat sacrilege decision brand wise and just said if we had screen locks, it'll go a little bit more of like an even pace. So here you see they ditched out of the entire game to kill a battle. And I've seen a couple of speedrunners do this where, they basically, it is quicker because of the screen locks to quit the game, go to the front end menu and reload your game to get around a battle rather than...
And right there, I don't know if you noticed, they went down to the bottom, all the way to the left, and then went around to the exit. So they kind of bypassed the screen lock trigger.
Yeah. As much as possible, we would always try and like spam them over the entire walkable area, but speedrunners are so clever in terms of finding every little squeezable area to get past.
So this is Yamada. He is the original main boss of River City Ransom, or Kunio and Neketsu. I always forget how to say the original title. But yeah, this is Slick or Simon in the English versions. But yeah, this is he's always fighting on top of rooftops.
It was fun to do stuff like that, to like take the rooftop aspect, take the, what girlfriend is he after, the fact that he can levitate stuff, like find those little tiny bits of personality from the old games and then just go crazy with it. Like everybody in this game in terms of personality is, cranked up to 11. They're very, Scott Pilgrim-y or very like Kill la Kill, just like really obnoxious and crazy and stuff. It was really fun to reinvent all those characters.
Now this is odd seeing that where that whole black, like pure black, that's just supposed to be for one phase. Like they went so fast, that phase couldn't catch up and like clear out by the time they beat him. This is wild.
It'll be really
I haven't seen a speedrun
see.
using this, so yeah.
Well, we have one of the bosses coming up who's generally considered the toughest
one. Also,
one.
Adam.
Huh?
That was the screen lock back there that they skipped past.
Oh wow. Yeah, you're right.
They jumped over it.
Yeah, we have one boss coming up that is more of like a shmup style boss. I'm very curious to see how they get through that quicker, because that's kind of, some of the bosses are easier to just run up and punch, and then some of them kind of do their own little song and dance before you can really get a hold of them.
So they're going back and forth between this for some reason. I don't know what their end goal is.
I think they're doing what I've seen too in when people speedrun it is they're doing a lot of like throwing weapons out of the way, like grabbing them, yank them up to the top of the screen, and then drop them, and not really using them. But
yeah, but they went back to. Oh, they messed up, or did they? Is this part of their plan?
that was a good effort though. Whoa!
Oh
Did they just
no!
run? Did they think they just
They ran across
the gap? That is ridiculous.
Okay, that dying twice in a row. I don't think that was part of it.
Basically, so normally you would go down there, the girls have a little chat of like, oh, hey, we can't get where we need to go, we'll come back later. Of course, on here, they just immediately ran back out. So normally with the game, you're kind of seeing like, it's a brawler, but it's got more of like a story structure, Metroidvania style thing, like go over here, get this item, talk to this guy, all this kind of stuff. But you're seeing it all on like super crazy fast forward. This is our version of the endless series of how are they getting?
I don't know.
They're not spawning enemies.
I don't know.
Right, every single floor of this has a wave of enemies, and they are somehow bypassing all of it. I've never seen that.
So they're hugging that wall. Oh, they hugged that wall to trigger the dialogue.
Oh, okay. But they must be like something with the speed and.
Oh, they got caught in that one.
Got caught one, yeah. Yeah, because normally this is a gauntlet. You're going through these, and you're probably spending like a good minutes or so, 5 to 10 minutes, just going through wave after wave here.
So this one they stopped. I think this one is almost like they have to fight this one to trigger the one when they come back in. I'm not too sure.
I wonder if maybe there's inconsistencies in like the layout of the trigger, and maybe that's the one trigger that is just like really wide that they couldn't get past.
Yeah, there's Sean.
There is a delay here. They have to wait here for the dialogue to finish before they can go in.
And who are these little kids?
What kids? It went so fast I saw nothing. It was a flashback to when the Misako and Kyoko were little babies, like 8-year-olds. And it was actually my 8-year-old, 6 years old. It was my 6-year-old daughter and her 6-year-old school friends.
The cutest
and it was
voices.
funny.
I always listen to it. I love it.
We recorded them because I'm like, hey, can we ask your friends if they want to be in a game? And the parents were very nice. And then afterwards, my wife and I were like, oh, but that's like a really snarky, mean scene. So we were kind of like cringing a little bit, like, can your daughters be just like horrible little people? And they were very nice about it though. Yeah.
Oh, that was a screen lock also. You could see like it transfers over.
That's crazy. Yeah. This is Habari. This is generally considered the toughest boss in the game. And she's hard to reach. I'm going to guess that they're going to, wall jump.
They're going to wall jump,
to knock her down. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, look at that. It's the tank buttons just making it to where this is a 3-hit boss.
Yeah.
Now, if they use Kyoko, they might have been able to jump across and do the cheer drill in midair.
True.
To hit her.
Yeah. I wonder if in the final mode, I was going to say, because she does come down to where you can get low enough to hit her, but yeah, it would have taken too long.
There's a part of me that's like, oh, this is embarrassing how easy it is. But they are using stuff to make it less hard.
I'm happy that it didn't kill the player when the line went off after the boss.
Yep.
Those are the kind of weird edge cases you worry about as a developer. You'll run into stuff where it's like, oh, I killed the boss. And then during the celebration period, like, oh, and I got killed. And now the game froze. And now I lost my data. Like, just crazy stuff like that happens. So I was happy to see that not happen here. You can see in the background, Kay, our lead animator, that's his little pink-haired girl. There's a lot of cameos in this game of people who worked on the game. People that are developers, friends of the developers, family, stuff like that. The funny thing about the NPCs is you can punch any of them and they flinch. They have these nice little like 1 or 2 frame animations. So I like the idea that everybody in the world is either fighting or they're just annoyed that everyone's fighting.
People take a beating and it doesn't really phase them. Oh,
no,
went into the wall there.
What? Whoa! Yeah, they're doing some crazy clipping stuff here. Not supposed to get into like half those areas.
Oh, hey, you're back. Yep.
this is going to be probably the slowest part in the whole game.
They're going to dash down really fast. Yeah, there we go.
Yep, they're doing. That's got to be a double or triple dash, or is it? Or is it? Does the speed
That's just them walking up and down.
Gotcha. Yeah.
If anything, they missed a couple that probably killed them. Like, these, I wonder if they took off. They must have taken it off. These are one-hit enemies, so they wouldn't need the tank button here. I don't know if I saw them take it off or not, but they might be moving too fast to where it's not really controllable in this little area. Technically, that zombie coming out of the ground is the longest animation in the entire game. I think it's like, I don't know, it's like 48 frames or something like that.
You know, when Kay was working on these, was there specifically trying to be kind of like a thriller vibe with them, or was that just incidental?
Completely incidental.
Yeah, they're sort of like dance shambling.
They actually have an attack that I've never seen, because people just kill them fast.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and you saw he just got a pair of keys. This is like my and Bannin's dopey sensibilities. You have to kill a bunch of zombies, go through all this stuff to get these keys, and he's like, "Oh no, those are the wrong keys, but it's okay. I had them in my pocket." I love like playing with the subversion of that. Like, oh, you just wasted your time, but it's okay because you advanced the game anyway.
Bobo.
Anyone who's played a classic Double Dragon game knows this guy. That was one of the cool things. So we were working with Arc System Works on this. They publish in Japan and they own the IP. And it's intrinsically overlapped River City games with Double Dragon. So we got to use any of the Double Dragon characters we wanted. We had a Bobo in there and really got to have a lot of fun with his personality. And then later on you see Burnov, the very first boss in Double Dragon 2, and a couple other characters.
Now, here's a little inside thing. I figured a Bobo's a little old, so he's got a bad back. There's a lot of things that he does where it's a subtle like hint that he's got a bad back from all these years of fighting.
I love that so much during development. I'm in my early 40s now, and I always have a bad back.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I could very much relate to a Bobo. I think in our fictional age, he was around like 35 or 40 or something too. But I love that that's his defeat. And then even the way that Patrick, the voice actor, voices him, he always sounds like a little bit worn out and a little bit tired and doesn't want to be dealing with these scrappy teenagers.
Now, that room that the player was just in, that might have had something to do with the bunny and tank button. That's all I'll say.
Yep.
Yeah, now, this room right here. So, yeah, they're doing the thing where they go back again.
Wow! Funny how we keep running into it.
They're not doing the Godai missions. They just probably clipped him by mistake there, right?
Yeah, but they went into the room, they went back into the tunnel, went back into that room, and then, like, bolted off into the, like, corner, like, jumping all the way across.
Here they're quitting out to beat another screen lock.
Yes, you saw that there are 4 players in this game, or 4 characters.
One thing that's interesting, especially in regard to a speed run like this, is we really went out of our way to not use in-game scripting of the characters. Scripting is when you like grab them like a little puppet and walk them over here or make them perform this animation or something. We really wanted it that pretty much every time you look at the characters as sprites, you're able to control them. So the only times that we broke that, I think, were a Burnov sequence when you go back to him, it's going to come up, and then a Yakuza thing at the beginning. But yeah, usually with games like this where you have this heavy storytelling with pixel, there's a lot of like walking the characters around and acting with them, and we really just wanted it to be all about the action. I animated the very simple baby fish in the bottom row.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we had nothing there, and I'm like, I asked our lead programmer James, I'm like, can you give me an hour? Like, I'll just animate something really quick, and I just did like a 4-frame loop.
Yeah, I think at that point I was like doing a bunch of stuff with the levels and animating level stuff, and Joel asked me, he's like, "Hey, could you animate the fish?" I was like, I can't. I gotta animate the water and the waves and.
Well, yeah, because we had these like beautifully programmed animated fish in the background, and we gave them the assets, and our programmers, I think it was Hayden, had them swimming around dynamically, and then we realized like, oh dang, the ones in the foreground don't move at all, so it was just like we got to put some life in there. You did most of the little minor animation yourself, like the background stuff, right? Like
yeah, I mean, none of the backgrounds were animated, so I would go in there and like how the ocean's moving right here and the waves crashing in, like I just animated that myself. I could not have like the water under there. That's all, you know, that's not VFX. That's just me animating.
The little touches like that are so important to making it like feel alive. And like, yeah, stuff like this, like the neon signs flickering, and when you go in the arcade, all of the little fake arcade screens and stuff.
Well, even the roller coaster, there was no people in that. I had to put some people in there.
There's our snooty concierge. The writing in this, the humor is so dumb. Again, it's such a reflection of our sensibilities. It's the whole idea of like, oh, are you really the super fan? Like, what is this character's name? And blah blah blah.
Yeah, anytime I'm designing this kind of stuff, I'm always like, I don't care if you think the idea is dumb. I love dumb.
This is one of my favorite gags in the whole thing.
Goes.
We knew this from the very beginning. So if you played Double Dragon 2, when you beat him, he vanishes and he leaves behind a mask. And the only reason he's in this game is so that he checks your passes as the bouncer. He's like, all right, this looks good. And then it goes, beer. We even copied the sound effect. I love that. It's one of my favorite things in the game.
I just noticed there's a counter at the bottom for the different bosses.
And you'll notice like so this is a really interesting battle because we have a full vocal song by Megan McDuffie, who does all the singing stuff for Noise, and it's totally synced. So there's different lyrics per mode, and as you're going through, it's going in and out of the vocal stuff. I love the animated fans, and I always got a kick out of Kate animated the one totally crazy fan in the top left, who's just way too much of a Noise fan.
The rhythm has officially gotten him. So from left to right, that is, these are WayForward employees: Cody, Christian, and Chris Kurlagon.
Yeah, there's a lot of cameos from staffers. You are a shopkeep, right?
Yes, I am, in Fasties.
Not a very enthusiastic one either.
No, not at all. I'm very tired serving up whatever that, it looks like a bao bun or something that I'm serving up.
You're doing pretty good here. I mean, like, as long as you pay attention to your shadow, this shouldn't be that hard. But I noticed, like, when we watch people on Twitch play, a lot of people just get hit constantly. So it's really interesting to see somebody this precise with this mode.
Because of that, too, in the update, I made those, like, almost they're just, like, I think they do, like, 2 damage. They barely do anything. So they're more of a...
Too, that was crazy what just happened, where they completely destroyed Noise while she was landing. She didn't even get to finish her entrance animation, and she was already killed for the mode.
Place every single one of these.
Yeah, with the bosses, like, it's a rock star, it's a fashion thing. We wanted them all to relate to the girls. They're teenage girls, so what would be bosses that would either relate to stuff they like or challenge things they like or things that would be in their life. We're working on more River City right now, and that's the same idea, is like following that. It's like, what are things that would somehow relate to our teenagery protagonists?
What do you mean working on more River City?
Oh, you know, secret stuff. We've announced the secret stuff. We haven't said what the secret stuff is, but we are working on more River City.
That's all you get.
The cool thing, too, is like, every location in this game is completely unique. So it took a lot of effort in the first game, but now with anything future that we do, we've got a River City. We built River City. And so that was always the appeal to me about this brand is, you know, it's going to be a lot of heavy lifting the first time, but then the more that we're able to play in this world, we're just expanding it bigger and bigger and bigger with characters and with locations and heroes and stuff like that. And that's what they've done. If you play any of the River City games, before the one we did, they're ridiculous. Like some of the Arc System Works games, they've got like 50 plus playable characters because they've been expanding this brand for 30 years and 50 games, and it just keeps stacking. It's a really unique property.
I just saw them do a weird thing where the metal detector thing at the entrance, they jumped on top of it through the bottom of it, and then they jumped all the way to the right.
Crazy.
There's you, Adam.
Yeah, I play. I do the voice of the male Yakuza and Trash and a few others. Bannin does quite a few. You're the goofy cop. You're the Schwarzenegger. You're the snide schoolboy. Can you still do the Schwarzenegger voice?
Yeah.
Every time I watch somebody play a playthrough and they see them for the first time, they laugh their asses off. They're plowing through. So a lot of this stuff is like they're really just skipping the gameplay. So like on the part that they just went over that gap, you're supposed to either very carefully jump on the pillars, or you're supposed to climb up on the grass and then deal with the enemies up there. They're just jumping and leaping past everything.
So this is very inspired by Resident Evil. This is like in the first game, you start off in the mansion and then you start seeing like, what are they up to? What is this umbrella company?
Yeah, this is the penthouse tower location of the bad guys. And I remember us brainstorming early, like what would be all the evil stuff they could do? And this was your gag, I believe, the idea of money laundering, having a money laundering room. Har har.
As I always tell people, this is honestly what I thought they did when I was a kid. Like I thought it was counterfeit bills. You put them in the laundry to make them look used, so they weren't so crisp and clean looking.
They get to animate a bunch of slot machines. We're almost at the end of this. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're at the final world, and they're only like a minute or two away, probably, from the final boss.
Steel chair, because I love wrestling. So
a lot of the Abobo moves, and Misako. Misako's more of a brawler. She's more punchy and heavy hitter. Kyoko's a little more acrobatic, but some of Misako's moves are very wrestling inspired.
Yeah, I mean, even Kyoko has like the reverse Frankensteiner and stuff like that. Like I tried to sneak in a wrestling move for almost everybody, but Misako is I learned how to fight on the streets.
Yep.
I'm not good at it, but I can hit very hard. I have no finesse.
She's got her stunner, which is really fun to watch. Here's the final boss. I like just the metal head thrashing there.
I mean, originally she did have the devil horn symbol, and like it looked like she was like headbanging.
It's cool. This is Sabaco. We created her for this game. A lot of the characters we created were like loosely based. So Sabu has always been the Yakuza main bad guy. He does not appear in this game other than the portrait, which you'll see if she jumps up. But and also the statues you beat up. But we created his daughter, so she is taking over his empire while he's out. She was fun. She was really fun to work with. Get her designed by Priscilla, our designer. She was voiced by Xanthi Nguyen. Did a great job with her.
So yeah, you can't really notice it in this, but her idol actually does change according to which mode she's in. So right now she's hopping around, looks a little cuter. That is because she is in the rabbit mode. So each phase makes her like one of her tattoos will kind of like empower her. So you got the fish, the rabbit, and then what's that other one in the background? There's only 3 phases, and everybody has 3 phases.
They beat the game.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, they're all done. Nice job, guys.
There you go. And now she's in. She's going to start off with the fish, it looks like. But now she can be empowered by the dragon tattoo.
Oh, yeah, we did the fake out. You beat her. And I like watching people on Twitch react to this. I feel bad when they get to the end of mode 3 and they have one lot of health,
Yeah.
and they're like, "I did it," and then they immediately die
No, you
on the
didn't.
next mode. There,
So-
yeah, there you go. That's River
Well,
City.
let's see, if they
beat
are
it.
doing New Game Plus, this might not be over. I wonder if they're gonna try to do the other thing.
I didn't see him getting all the statues, so I don't think so.
Well, I think they might have already done this
Oh,
because they have
maybe.
all the lasagna.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So we'll see if they do it.
But yeah,
fun fact about this, Adam, this level was sent to us 25% smaller, so I had to redraw this entire thing.
I'm sure that was no work whatsoever, right?
No, not at all. A couple clicks and it was done.
And it's, yeah, I love just there's so discrepancy between them. Like, you have this very serious Yakuza woman trying to run her empire, and you have these dopey girls looking for their boyfriends, and they kind of have nothing to do with each other. They're just, it's a running gag, and this is, they just keep running into bad guys and ruining underworld plots and stuff, and really they're just dopey girls looking for their boys.
I love how Jordan cut all this together.
Yeah, they were manga cut scenes drawn by Priscilla, who's our main artist, and then Jordan edited them together. It really came out good. Their names.
Okay, I guess, yeah, they're not. There's an additional thing if you haven't played the game. There is a thing that you could do after playing the game. That's all I'll say. I will stay away from spoilers, but yeah, there's additional stuff.
Yeah, and definitely meant to be replayed over and over. You can kind of linger, or you can restart your game, and Bannin did a nice job leveling. But yeah, this is River City Girls. We're very proud of this one. Bannin and I co-directed it, and you can get it right now on everything. You can get it on Switch, PS4, Xbox, and PC. And if you like brawlers, you might like this game.
You just might like this. A lot of people are, they're not weirded out, but they're like, wait, I can actually move left, right, up, and down. It's not just constantly making me go left to right. It's like, yeah, it's a River City Ransom, the original one on NES, was like one of the first free roaming games. So it is more that sensibility.
And I would argue it really holds up too, compared to a lot of NES games. Like, you play it today and it looks retro, but the mechanics feel pretty crisp and pretty modern.
Yeah, we wanted to bring that to this, and like you were talking about the screen locks. Originally I was like, that's sacrilegious towards like the nostalgia of River City Ransom, but it does help with the pacing of the game because it's so free roaming. You could technically just run past everybody if you're like quick enough and agile enough.
These are our partners. So in Japan, it's known as like River City Ransom Gaiden. It's like a side story, but anyways, yeah, that was cool. This is our game. Thank you for watching.